Welcome back to Is It Still Good, the channel where we watch older films and let you know if they still hold up. Today we're going to watch a horror film from 2004, Dawn of the Dead. And Dawn of the Dead is an interesting movie. It's a remake of the old one, and I think the old one was like, 1978? I could be wrong on that. Correct me in the comments. But I've always really loved the old one. So this one's kind of a no-brainer. Let me go ahead and watch this, let you guys know what I think. I have seen it before, but I sort of forgot the differences between the two and how I felt about this one. So I watched it last night, looked it up on IMDb. Rated R, runs 1 hour, 41 minutes. IMDb gives it 7.3 out of 10. Do I agree? Stick around. Stick around to the end, and I'll let you guys know. But getting right into it, this one was written by George A. Romero, who did the 1978 screenplay for the original Dawn of the Dead. And it was directed by Zack Snyder, and I think Zack Snyder is an interesting director. He's done some stuff that I dig, some stuff that I don't dig. For example, 300, awesome. Watchmen, awesome. But, like, Batman v Superman, I could do without. And that was a big missed opportunity for Zack Snyder, if you ask me, because it was based on Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, which was such a badass story. If you guys have not seen the animated films of The Dark Knight Returns, the adaptations of the comic, do yourself a favor, go ahead and watch them. There's two of them, Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, animated. Give it a shot. Absolutely crushes Batman v Superman, which was taken in part from that story, by the way. You know, Ben Affleck aside, let's get into Dawn of the Dead. Okay, so Dawn of the Dead is an interesting movie. The synopsis is Anna goes home to her peaceful suburban residence, but she is unpleasantly surprised in the morning that follows when her husband is brutally attacked by her zombified neighbor. In the chaos of her once picturesque neighborhood, Anna flees and stumbles upon a police officer named Kenneth, along with more survivors, who decide that their best chances of survival would be found in the deserted Crossroads shopping mall. When supplies begin running low, and other trapped survivors need help, the group comes to the realization that they cannot stay put forever at a shopping mall and devise a plan to escape. So pretty easy plot. They escape a zombie outbreak to a local shopping mall, get stuck in there, and realize they eventually have to leave it. That's it. They're surrounded by zombies. Simple. So this is action horror, right? And the tagline is, when the undead rise, civilization will fall. Well, that was a lazy tagline, wasn't it? Sarah Polley was serviceable as Anna, our lead protagonist, but I thought Ving Rhames as Kenneth was the star of the film. McKay Pfeiffer is in it, Jake Weber. Ty Burrell you may recognize from Modern Family. He's actually pretty good as an asshole. Makes a pretty good asshole in Steve. Michael Kelly, which is CJ, and I didn't even realize this was the same guy until I'm looking at the cast now. He was like Frank Underwood's assistant in House of Cards, and he's really good in that. He made a really good asshole in this, but he's got like a redemption arc. It's kind of neat. I don't know. Good enough. You know what I mean? A good enough film or whatever. Matt Frewer as Frank. I think he was like one of the bad, like the villains in Watchmen that's got like cancer or something. I recognized him too. But other than that, I mean, it's kind of like a mishmash ensemble cast. And, you know, IMDb, like I said, I think they give it 7.3 out of 10, right? Well, do I agree with that? I don't know. Why don't I try to sell you guys some books, and we'll come back and I'll give you my number score. Okay, so hopefully you guys purchased either Unkillable Joe or international bestselling author Joe Vallen by me, Joe Vallen, and or checked out the Unkillable Joe audiobook on Audible currently. So okay, Dawn of the Dead, right? What do I give it? IMDb says 7.3 out of 10. Lower for me this time. I gave it a 6.3 out of 10. And the reason being is all the fun parts of this movie for me are pretty much in the very, very beginning. I spend the rest of the time cringing and uncomfortable. There's an escape attempt at the end. They're trying to break out of the mall. They soup up some mall shuttles and, you know, armor the shuttles with aluminum. And that's a fun montage of them putting that together. But on a whole, meh. They got to get to the boat. I really don't care if they make it, to be honest. And the zombies are interesting in this. They're the fast movers that you may recognize from like 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, you know, quick zombies. And quick zombies are kind of scary to me. You know, the slow movers are, I always fantasize about just clunking them with a crowbar, but the fast movers, they are a problem, and there's so many of them. You do get that kind of tense vibe. Zack Snyder is really good with things like aerial shots, wide panning shots. His use of color is excellent, as always, and he really is decent at creating tension during action. I'll give him that, right? But other than that, I would actually much rather watch the original 1978 George A. Romero film, and the reason being, primarily sound design and the retro factor. It's a lot of fun, and when they were stuck in the mall in the 1978 version, they're actually having a blast, and it's a much more well-equipped mall for survival. There's like a grocery store, there's a gun shop in the mall. I highly doubt that like Foot Locker is going to help you prepare. Of course, you will be comfortable while you're in the mall. The security guards are just such assholes, and it's very uncomfortable. It's like a human experiment gone wrong in the beginning. I don't know. It's okay. I liked Andy. He's the guy that's like across the street. That he runs the gun store, and he's sending Ving Rhames messages via written. They're playing like chess. They're going back and forth. They're telling him which zombies to shoot that look like celebrities. That part's kind of fun. And he's like got a sniper rifle. He's taking them out. But there is also some like extra footage of Andy from his point of view that I found interesting. I forget where I saw that, but I do remember it. And other than that, it was like kind of like meh. It's got a badass intro. I will say that. From the second this movie starts, like, it's kind of pedestrian. You know, this nurse is going home from work. She's tired. She lays with her husband. Lights out. She wakes up. Fucking hell has broken loose.
Get back!
Jesus, just tell me what's going on.
I told you to get back.
Absolute chaos. And she's got to get the hell out of there. Everybody's running. These are the fast mover zombies. There are car crashes and fires, and it's just really badass. Even the people that aren't infected yet are trying to steal her car, and it's cool. I like it. And then it goes right into the opening credit scene, which I actually really loved. It's to like stock footage of, you know, real world events that are like kind of chaotic that are going on all around us. So it really does kind of broaden your thinking as we lead into the story. And by the way, it's to The Man Comes Around by Johnny Cash, which I absolutely love. It's the perfect song for it. So I think all like the great parts of this movie are pretty much in the very beginning. You know, give me the first 20 minutes and then I got stuff to do, right? This can be on in the background. I was lifting weights during, you know, it was okay. But 6.3, that's the hill I'm going to die on. You let me know in the comments if I'm way off or if you agree. What number score do you give this film? And or do you prefer the original? I certainly do. Mainly for the retro factor, like I said, and also the sound.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
The music is cooler in the original, I thought. I like that wow kind of sound, that Clockwork Orange synthy, when synths were new kind of vibe, and the original Dawn of the Dead has it in spades. So go ahead and watch that one when you get a chance too. I would have done a versus battle, but it's a no-brainer. Original all day. This one's serviceable. It's definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it, but it's not going to reinvent the wheel, and it's not going to give you any real memories that are going to stay with you, I don't think. So, my 2 cents. We'll leave it at that, and I will see you guys next time on Is It Still Good?
Ha 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 ha!